What if AI could finally identify the Zodiac Killer today on Internet Lab? We are diving into one of the most complex cases of the 20th century. For more than 50 years, one of America's most disturbing mysteries has remained unsolved. But this time, we are giving artificial intelligence something investigators never had: the ability to compare decades of evidence in seconds. We gave AI the Zodiac letters, the known attacks, the locations, the timelines, the ciphers, the witness descriptions, and the major theories surrounding the case. Then we asked it one question: who was the Zodiac Killer? And what it found is disturbing. The story begins in Northern California in 1968. A young couple was attacked near Vallejo. One person survived. The investigation had barely begun when another attack happened. Then another. But the strangest part was not only the crimes. It was what happened next. A mysterious letter arrived at a newspaper. The writer claimed responsibility. He demanded attention. And he threatened to continue killing. Then came the name, the Zodiac. Suddenly, the killer was not just committing crimes. He was creating a character, a mystery, and a game. And millions of people were watching. So we asked AI to start where every investigation should start: the evidence. First came the locations. We placed the confirmed attacks on a map. Then AI searched for geographic patterns. The crimes were concentrated in Northern California. That may sound obvious, but geography can reveal something important. A killer who repeatedly operates in the same region may understand the roads, the distances, the escape routes, and the places where he can disappear. AI could not tell us who the killer was, but it could narrow the world around him. Then came the timeline. Every attack, every phone call, every letter, every known movement, everything was placed in chronological order. And suddenly the investigation became a giant logic puzzle. If a suspect was somewhere else at the wrong time, that theory became weaker. If a person had access to the right locations, the theory became stronger. But then we reached the most famous clue of all: the Zodiac ciphers. The killer sent coded messages to newspapers. One famous cipher remained unsolved for more than 50 years. Then in 2020, it was finally cracked by a team of private citizens. But the message did not reveal the killer's identity. Instead, it gave investigators something else: a look inside the mind of someone who desperately wanted to be understood. So we gave the letters to AI. It compared vocabulary, spelling, sentence structure, repeated words, and unusual writing patterns. And this is where the investigation gets complicated, because AI can find patterns, but a pattern is not proof. Someone can intentionally change their writing. Someone can imitate another style. And someone can deliberately create a false identity. The Zodiac knew people would analyze his letters, which means some of the clues may have been designed to mislead investigators. Then we asked AI something even more important: what kind of person wanted this much attention? The answer points towards someone who did not simply want to commit crimes. He wanted an audience. The murders created fear. The letters created headlines. The headlines created publicity. And the publicity created the Zodiac legend. The killer was controlling the story from the shadows. But now came the biggest test. We asked AI to compare the major suspects: location, timeline, opportunity, behavior, statements, and available forensic evidence. At first, the results looked promising. Several suspects appeared to fit parts of the puzzle, but then the pattern broke apart. One suspect might fit the geography. Another might fit the behavioral profile. Another might appear connected to a particular piece of evidence. But none of them could be proven to be the Zodiac. And that reveals one of the biggest problems with AI investigations. AI is incredibly good at finding connections, sometimes too good. Give it enough information, and it can find relationships that look meaningful, even when they are completely coincidental. That means the most dangerous sentence in an investigation is not, "AI found a pattern." It is, "Therefore this person must be the killer." That leap requires evidence, real evidence, DNA, fingerprints, reliable identification, or a confession supported by independent facts. And this is where the Zodiac case becomes almost impossible. More than 50 years have passed. Evidence can disappear. Memories change. Records can be lost. And people who knew the truth may no longer be alive. But there is one reason this case may still be solvable: technology. Modern DNA analysis is far more powerful than it was in the 1960s. Digital systems can compare enormous amounts of information, and AI can examine thousands of documents far faster than a human investigator. So maybe AI does not need to magically name the Zodiac. Maybe it only needs to find the one clue everyone else missed. Imagine every letter, every photograph, every map, every interview, every timeline, and every piece of forensic evidence being analyzed together, not separately. Together, AI could search for contradictions, connections, missing information, and relationships that investigators could never realistically examine by hand. That is where this technology becomes genuinely interesting, because the next breakthrough may not be a new discovery. It could be an old piece of evidence seen in a completely different way. So did AI solve the Zodiac Killer case? No, not yet. And anyone claiming that it has definitively identified the killer is selling you a story rather than evidence. But AI did reveal something important. The case is not just about finding a name. It is about finding the connection between thousands of scattered clues. And somewhere inside those clues, there may still be an answer. Maybe the Zodiac is hiding inside evidence investigators have already examined. Maybe future DNA technology will finally expose him. Or maybe this mystery will remain unsolved forever. But now I want to know what you think. If you had every piece of Zodiac evidence in front of you, would you start with the letters, the ciphers, the locations, the suspects, or the forensic evidence? Because the clue that solves this mystery may not be the most famous one. It may be the one everyone stopped looking at. Subscribe for more.